Ready?
Ready.
Oh.
I can shake off everything when I write. My sorrows disappear, my courage is reborn. This quote was taken from the personal diary of Anne Frank. Later, in her entry, made on April 3rd, 1944, we see that through writing down her emotions, thoughts, and fantasies, she is able to capture everything that's going on around her. You see, Anne Frank was a victim of the Holocaust, a Jewish girl who found comfort in the pages of her personal diary. You see, Anne Frank already knew through experience what numerous studies have also proven, that through the practice of journaling, it is maybe just what you need to refresh your body, mind, and spirit. Let's take a look at how journaling can actually help the health of your own body. According to the book on stress and health, stress is one of the leading causes of cardiovascular disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, eating disorders, the list goes on and on. Because of stress, the physical demands that your body has to face can even become life-threatening. Another study from the University of Iowa talks about journaling on stressful events, and the practice of journaling stressful events, putting pen to paper, helps your thoughts to become coherent, organized, and simplified, all proven to reduce stress on your body. And in this way, your body gains from the practice of journaling. Furthermore, because journaling is a contemplative activity, it requires you to physically stop, rest, and be in the moment. And it's an activity which you're able to participate in no matter your size, whether you're a boy or girl, or your athleticism. There are really no limits to the practice of journaling. But how about the mind? As many of you are probably already really familiar with, language is extremely important for your cognitive development. We can see this in the development of children all the way through adults and has ramifications for your life, your learning, and your future career. Even the practice of handwriting language is extremely important in learning fine motor skills. Someone who really put to practice someone who really benefited from journaling, someone's mind who really benefited from journaling was the great artist, thinker, and inventor, Leonardo da Vinci. These are some of the pages from one of his journals. As you can see, he used language and art to create a creative space for his mind to expand upon the genius which God had already given him. You see, through journaling, Da Vinci was able to find a space to develop his God-given gifts, a space to pause and reflect and to grow. As a Christian, I'd like to propose that there's an even deeper level of journaling that you can get to, beyond your body and your mind, and that is of your spirit. The practice of prayer journaling is something that I've found a lot of growth in, and a lot of personal time with God, which I feel that is a practice that is extremely important for anyone's Christian walk. The practice of journaling requires that you take a daily time with God. Something that we all know is important in any relationship is time. And taking the time to journal and to take the thoughts that are in your head and put them to paper and write them out is extremely beneficial to focusing your mind in the moment on what you're saying to God and what God's saying to you, and providing an opportunity for you to rest on the reading and what you've learned from God's scripture. In addition, the act of writing out your thoughts helps you to focus your mind. It helps you to not worry about that grocery list that you forgot about or the errands you were supposed to run yesterday. It really is an act that is extremely beneficial for focusing your mind, as we've already covered in the other sections. Finally, I'd like to talk about someone who really did this reflection process well, and that is actually of David. The scriptures in the Psalms clearly talk about, are actually a collection of a lot of David's thoughts and his reflections on what God is doing in his life. There's highs and there's lows all throughout Psalms. And if you read, we have the benefit of reading all the different parts of David's life in scriptures, and we get to see the overall effect that God had in David's life, where as he's writing Psalms, he only had the day-to-day experiences. This is similar to our experiences with God. Because journaling provides an atmosphere through which we can reflect, we write down things in the day, but then we can look back on what's happened in the past. It's an opportunity for us to reflect on what God has done in our life. You see, David did this well because in every moment, and even in his highs and lows, he was able to recognize the part that God had to play in his life. And that's an opportunity that we have as Christians to participate in through the practice of journaling. In closing, I would like to read this psalm to you. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will consider all your works and meditate on all your mighty deeds. This comes from Psalm 77 and clearly reinforces the fact that through the act of journaling and remembering what God has done in our life, we can bring glory to God in the little and the big things. Thank you.